The whole battle between Russia and Ukraine is not new to anybody in the world, or even we as Nigerians, as a whole lot of things has actually been going down between these two countries starting from February last year even till date. This war has lasted beyond 1 year and about 10 to 11 months, as it's literally thriving and finding more sources on how to gain ground. And this whole thing could actually be pushed by the Russians, as they're literally not backing down because they feel or they want to control Ukraine for some certain reasons we're not literally sure of while this war is going on. Now, on the foreign end, President Putin revokes Russia's ratifications of nuclear test ban treaty. This is the 1999 treaty of some foreign countries, and it's a universal treaty actually, but it binds to countries who literally would want to use nuclear weapons and the rest of them. And Russia's president Vladimir Putin on Thursday signed a law revoking Russia's ratification to the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. Now, this is a move that is strongly criticized by the United States. Now, the 1996 treaty outlaws all nuclear explosions, including live tests of nuclear weapons, though it never came into force because key countries, including the United States and China, never ratified it. Now, the West has accused Russia of using reckless nuclear rhetoric since it launched its offensive on Ukraine last February. Now, the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken criticized Putin's announcement on Thursday and called on Moscow to commit to not carry out testing. Now, unfortunately, it represents a significant step in the wrong direction, taking us further from, not closer to, entry into force of the treaty, Blinken said in a statement. Now, this continues Moscow's disturbing and misguided efforts to heighten nuclear risk and raise tension as it pushes its illegal war against Ukraine, he said. Putin last week oversaw ballistic missiles drills in what Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said was a practice for a massive retaliatory nuclear strike against an unnamed enemy. Probably this enemy could still be Ukraine, or let's say another country that has actually been too nosy in the Russian affairs with Ukraine. Now, Putin also said last month he was not ready to say whether Russia would carry out live nuclear tests. Now, for deadly regrettable, the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization, CTBTO, has urged Russia to continue its commitment to the treaty, including the use of monitoring stations capable of detecting the slightest explosions in real time. Now, today's decision by the Russian Federation to revoke its ratification of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty is very disappointing and deeply regrettable. Now, the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization, headed Robert Floyd, said on X, which was formerly known as Twitter, that France, one of the treaty's original signatories, said it deplored Russia's decision to revoke its ratification. Now, Russia's decision compromises the work of making the treaty universal. We reaffirm the importance of the CTBT and its full implementation, it said. Now, the bill to revoke the treaty passed through Russia's parliament last month in a fast-track process. Now, during this plenary hearing, State Duma Speaker Yahyatlla Volodin said the move to revoke the treaty was a response to the United States' cynicism and boorish attitude on nuclear weapons. Now, although it never entered into force, the agreement was ratified by 178 countries, including nuclear powers, Russia, France, and Britain, and has symbolic value. Now, the United States as well as China has never ratified the treaty, a key obstacle for its coming into force. Now, President George H.W. Bush in 1992 signed into law a unilateral ban on U.S. nuclear testing that has since extended, but the Senate rejected ratifying the Test Ban Treaty in 1999. Now, the current President Joe Biden and his Democratic predecessors have supported the ratifications, but treaties under the U.S. Constitution require two-thirds support, a prohibitive threshold, with many Republicans wary of any international limits on the U.S. power. Now, the treaties breakers say it established an international norm against live tests of nuclear weapons, but critics say the potential of the deal remains unrealized without ratification of major nuclear powers. Now, Russia's parliament ratified the agreement in June 2000, 6 months after Putin first became president. This man called Putin has literally been, I wouldn't want to say use the word trouble, but he's literally been more of a mini troublemaker. Why would you want to go back on what has already been signed years ago for the betterment of society and for the betterment of the world at large? If 178 countries can be in agreement with this, why go against those countries? Because this whole fight between him and Ukraine, it's literally illegal for you taking out because you feel, oh, I'm more superior to this country, I have more nuclear weapons to this country. And like from the top three countries being mentioned to have a large nuclear power or nuclear weapon access, Ukraine was not mentioned. You had Britain, you had Russia, and you had yet another one. And if you could look into it currently, you also have North Korea, as these people have actually been known to actually possess a large amount of nuclear weapons. Definitely, Nigerians got to react, though it may not be really in direct contact with us, but it concerns us as part of the world, as whatever happens in another country happens to us as well. So, furthermore, Nigerians got to react, and someone said that man should be stoned to death because he doesn't like peace, and since he likes problem, they should give him the problem that he deserves. We're not calling for jungle justice here. We're still hoping dialogue would actually get us somewhere, but whereas it doesn't get us somewhere, we could actually look for a different plan apart from the Steven scenario of stoning to death. Okay, moving up furthermore, someone else said, this man, okay, Putin has overstepped his boundaries. If he's not controlled now, he may never be able to be controlled in the future. Very true. If he's not been able to be controlled now, it's going to be way, way difficult for yet another person to be able to control Putin, even as the world at large, because even the power country of the world, he's not even paying attention to them, not to talk about the other countries. But anyway, what do you think about Putin and his new treaty that he's actually pulled himself out from a treaty that was binding? What do you think about it? Do well to drop your comments to us, tell us what you think about this particular news. Thank you very much.